Yo, day six. What did I do today? That is the real question. Did I meet those things, or did I do those things that I said I was going to do yesterday? The answer is not all of them. So I sent out what did I do? I sent out the newsletter. Thankfully, that got sorted out from my new person who's doing some work. Well, we've not confirmed that, but she's doing some work, and we're seeing how it goes. So that's been a thing. What else have I done? I took two calls today. I missed one call, unfortunately, but yeah, I took two calls. Um, it was a slow day, if I'm honest. It's one of those days where I can't lie, I'm disappointed in how much work I got done, but at the same time, I felt really shit. I felt like physically really weird today. Maybe I don't know. I've just been trying to figure it out. I felt a tiny bit anxious, but I don't know where that came from because God knows. And I just couldn't make sense of other stuff. But I got through the day nonetheless. I really want to do some work tonight, so it's like 1 o'clock right now. 1:47. That's later than I thought. I'm gonna listen to some of my book, and then after that, I'm gonna put some effort into brushing up some of the work on our website. Then after that, I will be putting some content together, which I can hopefully use as material to, I guess, advertise or sell. 1 minute, let me change my light around. Not been liking the way that it's been recently. I really like the earlier video where I got it on point. Should have done this to begin with, but yeah, better late than never, of course. What else is going on in the world of Zaire, Alan? God knows, man. Like, I ain't been doing shit. I've just been sat there chilling out, sleeping quite a lot. Sometimes I feel like it's easy to get really worked up and overwhelmed, and even when I feel a bit shit, it's just like, all right, cool, sleep it off, you'll be fine. Slept off, oh mate, I was still awful. So yeah, God knows what's going on over there. I even think like I'm trying to think of things that have come up in the day or things I'm thinking about. Oh shit, I gotta pay a bill, man. Oh, you guys. So I never really explained the story of how Love Circular went from a full time team of around seven to just me full time. Should we do it today? Ah, shit, go on then. It's not a pretty story, but it's a story nonetheless. Where does it begin? Begins in a few places, but I guess I did tell you about it, but there's certain things that I guess just aren't fit for the camera, unfortunately. But in short, um, I think it was like November. Yeah, I did mention it. November. Oh man, the sales just weren't coming in, right? And then we were in a position where the team actually, it was quite clear to myself and my ops manager, who was like, look, we really do need to make money. It's kind of tight right now. And I have been trying to fundraise for ages at this point, and I pulled in a nice little check, but it just wasn't enough, right? So we're in a position where, yeah, like we're in a position where we need to make money, and it's just not happening, man. I'm on the fucking ropes every day firefighting. And yeah, January was just quiet. Then it got to a point where like I think we were spending about £30,000 per month in just salaries and debt and anything in between. And it just wasn't feasible, man. It just wasn't feasible. We stopped profiting and we were running out of loss for like maybe 2 months. But when the margins were like maybe 8 9K a month, just weren't enough at the end of the day. It really wasn't, and it got to a really awkward point where, as a team, it's not like. By the way, it's not like the team didn't know that this was a possible scenario. It was something that was explained fairly early on, and everyone was kept up to date as we were working through it and trying to attempt to find ways to essentially find like either take on some more debt or get some investment in. So everyone knew. And for instance, one of our potential investments, which would have been, I think it would have been about 400k, it just didn't come through. And to this day, it's still not come through. And I've signed the paperwork, so I've actually got to chase that up at some point. But yeah, like it didn't come through, and it was a bummer. But the team, like, we discussed it, and everyone got paid off in the end. So it weren't like people were out of pocket. I am still paying people back from like the start of this year, and shit, it's something that I'm working on, man. Like at this point, it's either the company goes down or and no one gets paid, or I try and work through it and pay some people back, of course. But all of the full-time staff, oh shit, we're still missing one payment. I'm not fully up to date on that one, but it will get sorted out. It's just where it's at. So yeah, that happened, and fundraising just didn't go to plan. I will be talking about fundraising on a day where I feel a bit more bubbly and bright, of course. Not today though. What else is there? Oh yeah. So a big part of the fallout, right, after all of this is I've got I've got tons of debt, man. Well, the company's got tons of debt. One of them I am collateral for. Yeah, I think one or two of them I'm collateral for. I can't lie, we made some really awkward decisions that I'll never ever make again in my life from a business standpoint. Oh man, I wish someone told me not to do them. I really do. So yeah, one of them was, I think it was like a 25k loan, and like that's how much of that have we paid off? Oh, I'm hoping half at least at this point. I'm hoping just over half. That being said, these numbers might sound really huge, but I think in total we probably withdrew in actual like accrued debt. We probably withdrew like 100 and maybe 160, or maybe just under 160, and we paid the majority of it off. We probably paid about 140 of that, or no, 150 of that off the 160. So it's not like we've never been in a position where we just bit off more than we could chew. It just literally everything went left really quickly, and yeah, it went from being predictable to unpredictable, and I've been dealing with the fallout since. So yeah, like I mentioned, I've got some debt that I'm still working through right now, and today, like, I'm finally getting rid of a big chunk of it. Well, a big chunk of it being like a grand and a half. It's not significant in terms of the numbers that we've dealt with and what's going on, but it's something nonetheless, and that will be hopefully someone and the data that's off my case. Outside of this, I probably have some other stuff. And I've got some other stuff like HMRC that I need to sort out. I've got some bills where in just random places, man. It's really annoying a lot of the time. If I had one wish and someone can give it to me, I would wish to start all over again and just not accrue as much debt, or at least extract more money into my personal account and not be as scared. One of the things that happened when we were running the company is I was so scared to take more money out, and yes, I took, I spent some money, but like I could give you an idea. Like we've done 1 million in revenue, right? Ask me what fixed assets I have to my name today, like massive fixed assets. I don't have a house or anything. And it's just like, shit, what happened? Well, the more I think about it, it's like, what actually happened? Why didn't I extract enough to at least, save maybe 100k? God, 100k, 10% for all of that sweat, tears, breakdowns and everything. Yeah, I didn't. And it's something that I thought, for some reason, I thought the magic money tree will keep bearing fruit, and I didn't think there were going to be as harsh times as they were. I thought, okay, it's going to be a bit difficult at times, but yeah, my reality was blown. Like my perceived reality of what I thought it could be, man, life exceeded expectations. Let's say that. And here we are. I'm working back from zero-ish. This month, we've probably made about 2 grand so far. Maybe a bit more than that. Yeah, roughly. I don't know why I'm looking over that. I'm just looking at the day. But yeah, we made a little bit. But this is just what it is. So I'm building back from where I am now, and we will be hitting 100k per month I can't say very soon, but we're aiming for very soon because at the end of the day, we're capable. Our results do speak for themselves. We have a lot of great examples of success stories. A big part of my job right now is working on making people aware of the success stories, really championing testimonials and other people's stories that we've helped. And if I'm completely honest, I think it's an area where we've just not done enough of, and we've not really done that to a level where it's, yeah, we've not done it really well to the point where we can create campaigns around it. And I think that's like one of the big parts of where some of our downfall came when the market tightened up. We didn't do enough to show people value. Not show people. We didn't do enough to prove to people that we were capable and we were even more valuable than what they may have perceived. So yeah, such is life. Like, I'm still learning, and it's great. Even after all of the things that we've done, I know that there is so much more that I can do better, and I'm slightly happy, to be fair. Why? Because I realized from the little experience I had prior to setting this company up and what I learned along the way, I still managed to build something that had a significant impact, and yeah, it made quite good money. Like, I did enjoy myself, but I did that with knowing like a fraction of what I know now. I've learned so much in terms of people skills, management skills, leadership skills, operational skills, the money part of it, like how to be a bit more efficient as a founder and extract more revenue. I hope my mic is the right mic. Let me double check. Thank heavens. I was scared that it's picking up my audio from my AirPods, and if it was, we would have just had to roll with it, if I'm completely honest. So yeah, I learned all those skills, and they've served me well, man. I'm currently building it up, and hopefully we'll be back in future. One thing One thing I'll do next time is I'm certainly going to extract more money and not feel as bad or feel guilt. I think because I was so young, I felt guilty, young and not necessarily as mature from an entrepreneur standpoint. Don't, I thought protect the people instead of myself. And that came to bite me in the ass, especially now that I'm left in a position where I've paid out all of that money from the million that we've made. I'd say I've lost it all, like, yeah, that's what I'd say. I've lost all of that money to the point where I have paid all of that money out to people for the most part. Like, the majority of it's been paid to staff or people in between. And shit, you know what? I don't regret it. I really don't regret it because I had great times with people and I learned a lot from the people that helped build what we have as a business. But at the same time, like, next time around, I will be not fearful around how I extract money and what I do from a personal salary standpoint. A big part of a big part of what caused a lot of a lot of the problems over here were I didn't know how much to pay myself. I won't lie, I didn't know how much to pay myself, and it's kind of awkward. It's a very awkward problem to have for a first-time entrepreneur. It was like, all right, pay yourself. You get told pay yourself enough that the company won't suffer, but at times you just feel like the company's gonna suffer no matter what if you take that money out. So it's like, I'll just leave it in there, and you keep treating the money from the company as if it's yours, but it's really not because it's not in your account, and anything can happen. A bill can happen. It's not in your account. It's in the company's account, and once you have staff, like, that's the part that they take from as well. So yeah, I will be protecting myself in future alongside my 911 GT3 RS, of course. I want it in black. I feel like I want it in black now. I want it in blue. I don't want it in black. But what's the question I want to ask myself and just ponder on for the next 5 or 7 minutes? Does anyone feel like, I don't know how many people actually watch to this point, but if you do, and yeah, if you do, thank you. But let's see if we can get a conversation started. Do you not truly feel like you have what it takes to be great in your eyes? To me, what do I mean by that? I've since being a kid, right? I've always felt like I've had the ability to achieve amazing things. For some reason, like maybe it's how I was raised as well. You know, I was raised with a lot of praise and praise in at home, but also it was conflicting because I also got cussed out every like daily at home. Not for being a bad kid, but just being awkward. I guess it's the autism or whatever, just being a bit. Yeah, it's difficult if you're in a household that doesn't really know that that's a thing, and well, I don't even care, bro. Anyway, let me get to the point. So, ever since I was a kid, I had a lot of praise from my mom and my family and stuff. But I also felt like on the flip side, I was also told I may not be as great or may not achieve much or I won't be any good in life because I had traits or habits. I grew up in a West Indian household, so this isn't that far from the norm to get not like verbally abuse, but like you get told certain things. And it's like, oh, that's a bit shit. Why do you tell a kid that? Like, why do you tell a kid that they're gonna grow up and go to jail if they continue? It's like rah fear. Um, but at the same time, like that's how it is for myself or how it was, and I have like there's no animosity or anything. I think it's a fairly good balance because I learned really early my actions have consequences, and that put a very interesting perspective into my mind. It allowed the inner kid who's an optimist to believe that everything's I'm capable of anything, but if shit goes left, I have to take accountability because it can go really left, and I could go to jail for essentially. Not that I do anything that would send me to jail, but you get the gist. So, the more I think about it, I think growing up, I've always had an innate belief that I can be someone. And I feel like when I was a teenager, this really kicked in. So, some of yous who have known me for since I was like a child or teenager, you might be aware of the fact. Oh, my mic is a bit low. Sorry if it's not loud. But some of you are aware of the fact that I used to have a YouTube channel called Chef's TV in secondary school or high school, whatever you call it. And with that channel, I used to get, oh man, I'm slightly jealous of myself, man. That channel had good views. Like, I always think to myself, what happened if I kept that channel? Because I started YouTubing at like 13, 14, so at a similar time to when I started designing. I also started filming myself just talking, similar to this, but shorter videos, and they were more on a specific topic, and they were more like rant based, but I was like 12, 20, like I was like 12 at the time. What, no, 13, what did I know? Like, I just had opinions. I was a very opinionated kid. But I used to do things like that and think I wanted to do it as a way to like document who I was going to be or who I believe I could be in life. And a big part of it was a big reason why I did it was because I thought I was going to be someone, and I still do. I actually think I am someone. It's not that I'm going to be someone, I am someone. But growing up, I genuinely thought I could be great. No matter what I did as a kid, I used to pick a lot of things up really well, and it used to make me believe that I could be great at whatever I wanted to do. So, sport, I was really good at sport. You know, if we're talking, we had 100 people who competed in the sport. In most scenarios, I'd be in the top 15. Let's say that. So what's that? 85th percentile. I'd be better than the average person, and I won't necessarily be the best, but I will be up there with the best. And on my day, I could compete with the best. I think the difference is I was always a kid that had a lot of passions and a lot of hobbies, so it never really worked out in the sense where I put as much time into being the best. I didn't really care to be the best. I just wanted to be good, and I was happy being great at, well, really good at a lot of things that I tried. Outside of that, I also did stuff like drawing. Like, well, I was fairly decent with a pencil and paper. What else? I've dabbled with so many things, like so many things. Design, I wouldn't say I'm the best, but I'm fairly decent, and it worked out for me, clearly. But I, I I say all of this to say I've like had since I was a kid. I've always believed that I'm great. I don't know if you lot have believed in or felt the same way, but I've never really felt like I wasn't great, and I've always felt like I feel like it probably sounds egotistical and narcissistic. I couldn't give a shit, but like this is genuinely how I see the world and how I've seen the world since I was a kid. I felt like I will do things that are truly meaningful to people and also just worth recognition. And by thinking like that, I think it's put me in positions where I've wanted to do things that are grand or fairly big. For instance, like the whole mission of getting 1 million people into a role, like that's big. It takes someone who believes they're great or even potentially exceptional to um, have such a lofty goal and help have that, well, make that a reality. I think setting up systems and organizing the business and the people, coordinating all that stuff, it takes someone who believes they can be great to pull that off, simply because you don't pull that off by just turning up and being average. You won't. You have to be someone, and you have to believe you are capable of something better than what an average life may bring. And sorry to say if it sounds quite like arrogant or like cunty, but it's just the reality. I think you can't want an average life if you want to be great, and I am sometimes at the mercy of that. Well, my thoughts are at the mercy of that, and it can upset me sometimes because at the same time as I have that innate belief that I'm capable of being great and believe I am great and I will continue to do great things, I also don't like the pressure sometimes, man. It's just tiring. It's proper tiring. Uh, yeah, it is, and it can be overbearing. But at the same time, I feel like this is the price you pay for truly striving for great heights. I know that once I've achieved the whole 1 million people in roles thing, I'll do something that's even more significant, and the goalposts will just keep moving to bigger things. And I guess I will be pushing bigger boulders at bigger hills. And for me, that is, I won't say there's a purpose of life, but there's a purpose, there's something that I want to strive for in my life, and it's to continually do things like that. I guess that whole Sisyphus thing from philosophy, yeah, you gotta keep pushing the boulder up the hill, right? I wonder how long have I been doing this for? Nearly 30 minutes. I won't take too long, but yeah, tomorrow I'll probably talk about what I believe the meaning of life is, or if there is one. I can't believe you like listen to me. It's kind of funny now. But I appreciate it, like I proper do appreciate it. Especially when we get a little conversation going in the comments. I'm surprised though, like yeah, I'm pretty surprised, man. And I'm thankful. But hey, what's the moral of this story? Shit, you could be great if you believe you're great. Regardless, it all starts within. And if you want to be amazing, that's up to you to believe that you're capable of being amazing. Your actions will follow, and your thought processes, your thought patterns, they certainly will too. And it's a choice. I don't feel like being great is something that we're inherent. Like, some people are genetically gifted, but you're not inherently better than others at many things. You have to work at it, and you have to consistently turn up. And half the battle is just believing it. The rest is being there every day for yourself and for what you believe in. Same way some people believe in religion, I might believe in being great. We both work at it. We both strive to be better at whatever it is and practice the things that I think will achieve the results that we would hope for. For some people, it might be to be very devout as a Christian and go to church every Sunday and maybe in the week, and also get to the holy place of heaven. For me, greatness might be a Nobel Peace Prize. It just might be. I don't think I'm capable of one, one of those. Well, maybe I am capable of one of those, but I don't think I'll do things that. Uh, yeah, I definitely won't be doing things that I can imagine will get me one of those. But if, like me in 15 years, wants to and go embark on that endeavor, so be it. I believe I'm capable. I believe I'm capable of most things I try, and that's just my belief, and it's something that served me really well, and it's probably the reason why I take the unconventional path in life. Um, you know what? I'll finish it on this note. I've never really been a great employee, not because I'm not capable. What ends up happening is if I'm not trusted with enough, if I'm not trusted with enough and given enough responsibility, it becomes very tedious. It becomes very, very boring, and my performance is my performance. It just plateaus. It doesn't really get any better. I feel like I'm being stifled, and when I'm stifled, I'm just not capable of delivering great results on a daily basis. Well, I'm not capable of trying to be better. I don't want to. Well, I am capable. I just don't want to. At that point, I lose interest, or I lose interest in being in that current role. I might ask to go work in a different department so I can get a new challenge to sink my teeth into. But that's really been the story of my life. And why the hell am I even telling you like this? I really don't know. Shit. Sorry. Anyway, peace. Enjoy yourself. It's been a pleasure. Day 6. We're gonna keep going. We're fighting mediocrity every day. Fighting being poor, man. Yeah. I grew up poor. I don't want to die poor. That's what I'm saying. Enjoy your evening. Yeah. Peace.